Hello.
Welcome to
Mind Body Stuff.
I'm Kaylee.
I'm Bernice.
That was some intense eye contact. Made me nervous for a second.
You're like, uh-oh.
We're holding it.
Something's happening.
We're holding it. We are wanting and hoping and wishing and praying that if you like this podcast, wishing and hoping and thinking and praying, planning and dreaming each night of the storm.
What's that from?
Well,
I
it's
love
an
that
oldie,
song.
but it's from my best friend's wedding, which I used to watch.
Oh, I
all the
love
time.
that song.
It's such a
love that
great song. And then Ani DeFranco actually did a cover of it, which was hilarious.
Oh, she did?
Knowing Ani DeFranco.
Oh,
yes,
good for
so
her.
Funny.
Good for her.
I know, it's cute. But anyways, please, we wish and hope and think and pray every single day that you'll like this podcast, you'll subscribe to it, you'll tell your friends. Maybe someday if we get enough listeners and subscribers, then this is the road to getting ads and sponsors and help. So do you see how all this works? You guys like it and then you like it. So then when we're reaching out being like, hey, would anyone like to sponsor this podcast? And they say, well, how many listeners or subscribers do you have? Then we actually have some numbers.
Yes.
So it's just part of the process so that we can continue to do this as a business. We appreciate you.
And this helps ULA grow. Every time we do empowerment weekends, everyone's just so like, my life couldn't exist without ULA. And I'm like, well, then make it grow. Help us, help it, help us, help it grow. I'm kind of the mean coach.
Don't you guys love getting yelled at? That's nice.
Come on. We need you.
We do need you, though.
You're wanted.
I mean, as we all know, ULA is such a collective experience.
It is.
That everybody energetically, or even just by clicking like, by attending classes, by telling your friends, that is what makes this business grow.
Yes, we're still sort of dependent on word of mouth.
It's so fascinating. We've just hired this big marketing agency and to try to help us like grow in the markets we're in and also break into new markets. And we've had 3 meetings now. And I just got an email today being like, we actually need to have another meeting because it's kind of confusing the client journey to get them from a class, blah, 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 into actually, an instructor. And, it's funny because we actually have to drive business to places that we don't own, like, take a class at the YMCA or at, this campus or at this gym. And so they're like, well, how do we, I think it's kind of a confusing thing to then try to send someone to a facility that isn't ours.
It's not an ULA facility, but it's where ULA is taught.
I know. So they're like, well, do you want us to market for a different business then? So do you,
Yeah, how does that work?
Yeah.
It's not clear about how to market it.
Yeah, because we can't send them to our business first.
Right. Although I think they have some ideas.
They have ideas.
They're going to have to reshape some stuff.
But we have to have another meeting tomorrow about this.
Yeah, that was funny because they were just like,
I'm like, see, I feel like this is complicated. Maybe we've overcomplicated it. I don't know. But anyways, it's just kind of funny that it's we need help growing.
It might be that it's set up one way, but really it needs to be set up a different way.
Exactly.
In order to market to the people we need to market to.
Right. It's not like we can be like, go to the ULA studio. We're located in all these areas. It's like, go to this different business and then you'll find ULA and then we've got to somehow turn you into an ULA client rather than a Fuel Fitness client.
Yes. In fact, you're going to be both clients.
You're going to be both.
Yes. You're going to like your Fuel Fitness or whatever gym you're at. And you're also going to be an ULA aficionado. So for us, it's like, or for them, it's like, how do we pull them, those ULA aficionados into aficionados.
Keep saying that word.
into ULA.
It's really interesting.
It is interesting. I think it's fascinating. I would love to be at that meeting.
Come next tomorrow.
Meeting. Oh, what time?
It's a phone call. You can call in.
Oh.
I have the PIN number for you to call in.
I could call in and listen.
Yeah, you should.
I'll be like,
who's the creeper in the back?
I'm an ULA aficionado.
She was just...
We thought we'd invite a few to the phone call.
She's a heavy breather. Oh my gosh. Bernice was just eating this salad, and I ordered a Greek salad with Caesar dressing on it. She was like, ew, that's weird. And then she actually ordered the same thing, and she was just sitting over there going,
I didn't know I was doing it.
Just making so many noises, eating the salad.
Just loving my salad. It was
so
good,
if you feel
too.
About Ula, please become a subscriber of this podcast.
That's the new ad. It's all Ula.
Ula.
You guys like that?
That's it right there. That's it.
Ula.
Watch us explode now, baby.
Right. Everyone's
we
like,
just mastered this marketing puzzle.
where do I buy that food item? It's not a food item. It's dance. Just think about it that way. Mind, body dance. Ula.
Well, we were when we were in Boise, we were there last weekend for an empowerment weekend, and everywhere we go, they're like, "Oh, what are you in town for?" And I just kind of was silent. So Bernice had to answer. She goes, we're here we're a mind body dance fitness class, and we're doing a training." But it ties so much into what we're going to talk about, which today we're going to talk about imposter syndrome. And it's like so funny because in those moments, like when you say that, I totally feel like an imposter. I'm like, what are we doing? Here for a dance fitness training. We're training dance fitness
dancers
people
all around the country.
I know, because it's so weird. Because it's like it's not what we do, but it's what we do.
It is what we do, but is that what we do?
But is that what we do?
And the first time they asked me, I'm like, we're here for work.
I know. She goes, we're here for work. Like that. And the lady goes, oh, I'm sorry. And he's like, it's okay.
I knew that would be like relatable.
Yeah, you were like, Americans always like to complain about their work.
They love to complain about their work.
We kind of do, don't
Yeah,
we?
they're like, oh, you poor thing, you'll be okay.
I know, they're like, on a Saturday, we're like, I know.
I know. It's the weekend.
I know. I wish I were in bed.
I didn't say, oola.
Yeah, you're like, oola. It's better than this chai tea that gave me diarrhea.
Violent diarrhea.
All weekend she has diarrhea. I'm like, quit drinking chai.
I didn't have it the
diarrhea
first day.
all
It
weekend.
was the second day. Sunday just struck me. It might have been the old lox and bagel. They had this old salmon on the buffet table, and it looked kind of. You know how it gets that kind of iridescent color to it? And part of me's like, I shouldn't eat that. And I'm like, and then inside my head, I'm like, don't be afraid of things. You got this. And so I eat it. And then I have my chai tea. And then partway through Sunday morning, I'm like, I have to have violent diarrhea. As Kaylee's kind of talking and, kind of saying like, we don't have much time today. I'm like, I've got to run to the bathroom one more time. Pardon me. But it might have been the iridescent salmon with the chai.
Maybe. The combo was explosive. You know what I mean.
Iridescent salmon at 6 a.m. sounds a bit tricky, don't you think?
Oh my gosh.
Enjoy. There's your imposter syndrome for you. I'll take care of that. I'll have violent diarrhea. Won't even have to think about being an imposter. I can't even be there.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Well, we actually had a great, we got a message.
Oh, yeah, we got a message.
Looking at me like she has no idea what I'm talking about.
I thought you were going to say something.
We got a message from God. God told us.
Yes. What?
Yes. Ladies, important message. I've got a podcast idea for you. We said, thanks, God.
And Kaylee would be like this.
What?
She'd be like this. What? Because all weekend long, I kept talking. Now, I did get some retainers to straighten my teeth.
She got retainers from a bus. Okay? A bus came into town, and she got onto their bus, and now she has retainers for the next 8 months.
From a bus.
I saw she was talking to me like this the whole time.
And then the whole time I'm like, do you know what time we're supposed to check into our hotel? She's like, what? And then she's like, this plane is so loud. This plane is so loud. I'm like, it's kind of loud, but it's a plane. But the whole time she's just like, I would say something, and she's like, what? And she's looking at me kind of like, she had no idea what I just said. Anyway, it's just funny.
You thought it was so funny.
It made me laugh so hard I couldn't even sleep Friday night.
No, she kept laughing about it.
Oh my God, you're the way your face was too. You're just all, what? What? And you kind of lean your ear closer. And I'd go, I'm home.
If you've notice I haven't asked you what a single time today?
No, the flying thing did something to you.
The plane was loud.
It was very loud. Yes, it was.
And you mumble when you eat. And you were eating all the time.
Oh my goodness, that was fun. Anyway, back to imposter syndrome.
Okay, back to imposter syndrome. We got a message.
Yes.
From a listener.
From a listener. Thank you, listener.
And she was talking about how she feels like she suffers from imposter syndrome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in her job.
And then her, she kind of had this revelation, and her partner was like, oh, you're finally seeing yourself the way that I see you, or the way that I've always known you to be.
Yeah.
And it was really powerful for her.
Mm-hmm.
And so just kind of thinking about how wondering if we all feel that way. Like, don't you think everybody feels like they suffer from imposter syndrome or not?
Well, I don't think everybody does.
Okay.
I think some people are just confident, and then you just have, they're just, maybe it doesn't even strike them to be afraid of what they're doing. But I think a lot of people do have it, imposter syndrome. I had it when I started.
Started what?
Work as a counselor.
Oh, as a counselor.
Remember, we had mentors, and they would walk through the double mirror, and then after one of the sessions, my mentor, a doctor, was like, so did you feel confident giving them the information you gave them? And I was like, no.
Yeah.
And they basically said, well, we could tell. And then they said, but the problem is the people see you as the expert.
Right.
So you just kind of have to accept that they're coming to you for help.
Yes.
You have the mantle of expert already on.
Right. Yes.
So just remember that when you're in there with them,
right.
That's not the time to kind of not be like, I don't know, or right. Because they get kind of, so it was, I had never realized that I had it.
That you had imposter
syndrome. And that definitely was it. And it was great to talk about it. And that's what they said. You should just talk about it.
Yeah.
Talk about how you don't feel confident yet. And that makes sense because you're just getting certified.
Yeah. Well, you do that at ULA too.
Pardon?
At the weekends, like, we'll be like, and then the class curve goes like this for this reason. And Bernice will go in the corner, oh. I'm like, okay, you are the expert here. It's hilarious.
But sometimes I feel like I hear things for the first time, certain things, and I was like, wow. And you said something else too. You're like, emotionality trumps, physicality. And that was, to me, mind-blowing. Like, I was like, wow, that is really good.
That is so
It was
funny.
Really good. But I love, one way is imposter syndrome, and the other way is beginner mind.
Right. It's very true.
So, but I guess they're different because, if you are in a job that, you have to be the expert in,
yes,
it wouldn't be a good place to have beginner mind.
Well, and I think there are two different things happening here. Like, one is with the imposter syndrome, like, I get imposter syndrome a lot with ULA. Like when people are like, "Oh my gosh,
thank
you for what you've created," and I'm always like, I didn't really do, I almost feel like, yeah, but I don't think I did.
Well, yeah, you did.
Yeah, but I feel like an imposter, or
feel like an imposter.
Yeah,
right.
Or when people maybe put us on a pedestal.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
Like, I don't think that I'm actually who you think I am.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So then I feel like an imposter. And then I think I've actually, like, sorry to my family if you're listening, but I think my family, increased me feeling like an imposter because they don't see me as the leader of ULA, they see me as their kid or their sister, and so they're always like, I can't believe all these people say these things about you.
Oh, right.
And so then I'm like, oh yeah, they shouldn't be saying this isn't true. This isn't, if they really knew who I was, like my parents know me or like my sister knows me,
right,
then they couldn't possibly think that I'm that great of a person.
Right.
And so then kind of getting that other side of the feedback. Are you following me? Because you're looking at me like you're not.
No, I am. I was thinking about like people like Oprah or somebody.
Well, Oprah struggles with her family.
Oh, she does. Yeah, I was thinking like, what would it be like?
And I'm not saying that I struggle with my family, but it's just funny when then you have other people like laughing at you and being like, I can't believe people look at you like this.
Right, exactly.
so then it's like, it feeds my insecurity of like, well, if these people really knew me, then they wouldn't like me or wouldn't feel this way about me or whatever, you know? So that kind of feeds my imposter syndrome.
Yes. Right.
You know, so I kind of have to struggle, or I have to like, reconcile that for myself.
My sister would be like, compartmentalize.
Oh, sure.
You know, like, of course, in your job, you're this.
You can be this way. And when you're at home for Thanksgiving,
you're probably this.
You're probably resort back to the little sister and blah, 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 blah,
My
blah.
sister's like survive, like that's her whole thing is compartmentalizing everything.
Oh, sure.
Which is kind of a good way to do it, I guess. I mean...
Well, I think, yeah.
Because you don't have to pull it across. Because sometimes I feel that way at my house, too, where I'm like, but I'm the opposite. I'm like, well, you should see me in ULA.
Oh,
you know?
Sure. Yeah.
They're just all like quiet, you know?
Yeah, totally.
I'm like, you have no idea. Like, sometimes I'll be talking to Mike and I'll be saying something like, you know, some description of ULA, like, and then everybody did this, you know, so moving. And he's like, okay, let's move on. Because I want to like prove it.
Yeah, you want to prove it.
You know, this proving thing, and where it's like, well, these people just see you the way you are. I mean, they just know you, so they see you this way.
Right.
And that's why I'm trying to drag the persona.
That's such a good point.
Into that realm.
Well,
you know what I mean?
I love that you're saying that, because there are some areas in which we can excel, or some areas that this part of our personality can really come through, and they're, you know, and so I think that's a really good point. It's like, maybe you don't have to make that type of an effect that you would in the ULA world in your own family world.
Yeah.
You know, maybe they don't need you to be that way or something.
No, and sometimes I'll try and do it.
And it doesn't really work.
I'll read a poem.
To Mike and Ray?
Or like, I did it at like my dad's funeral or something, but I was trying it out with the family. I'm like, let me read this poem.
Right.
And I got very dramatic, and, you know, it was a really good poem, but then my daughter's like, why are you talking like that?
Yeah.
You know, right away I'm like, what? Like what?
Oh, because you like changed your voice.
I changed my voice, and I became the character, the persona reading the poem. Yeah. And I could tell everyone was like, ugh, here we go. The speech maker, you know?
But but the thing is, she's your daughter, and moving speakers usually have a different sound to their voice.
Well, they have to. You
can't just be like, and then I have a dream. You know, it's like,
Martin Luther King, can you imagine?
I have a dream. Like, you have to change your voice for it to be moving.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. I think you do. But
But
of course, when you have family members, there's the imposter syndrome, because then the family members are like, why are you talking like that? And then I'm like, I guess I shouldn't talk like that. That sounds terrible.
Yeah.
And so you end up second guessing yourself. You're not confident. Like what you just said, like, I'm sure confident people are just like, I'm going to talk like that because I'm talking to 5,000 people.
Exactly.
Okay. I'm not just talking to you two.
My kids.
Yeah. My kids right now. I'm talking to 5,000 people. So I'm going to talk in a different way. Mm-hmm. And I want it to be impactful.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Well, and then going back to the message that we received, one of her questions was, why do we doubt ourselves, and how to believe in ourselves? Like, so why do we doubt ourselves?
Right. Exactly.
Because if we know, like, I mean, at least with the work we do with ULA, like, I don't know why I still doubt myself. Well, it's proven to be something that people seem to enjoy, and that seems to be transformational for people. So it's like, why do I still doubt what I'm doing?
Right. And maybe if you compartmentalize, like, this is ULA, you know, this is Kaylee in ULA, and I'm good at this. That doesn't mean you're good at everything.
Right.
Doesn't mean you're a good downhill skier. Right. I mean, maybe you are. I don't know.
Actually,
pardon me.
Just so you know. At least I used to be.
Or a good water skier.
Nope.
Or a good poetry writer. Or a good painter, or whatever.
Well, and I guess I'm not meaning skills, but sometimes for me, it's more like, I definitely feel like an imposter when I talk about things a lot in ULA, and then I can't actually do it in my real life. That's when I feel like an imposter. And it doesn't have to do with skills. It's not like water skiing. No. It's like, having patience with myself.
But that's a skill, teaching yourself patience.
But I'm talking about these skills that can transfer from the ULA world.
Oh, right. That you're doing
life.
in ULA. ULA, basically.
Yes, where it's like when I'm good at it at ULA, or I talk about it, or we talk about it in the workshops, and then I'm not actually able to integrate all of that into the rest of my life.
Right. And I think that's a very good point. I think some of the greatest leaders aren't always doing what they're talking about in their own lives, but that doesn't mean they should stop talking about it.
Yeah, totally. But that's what makes me feel like an imposter.
Right. Yeah. And maybe it's like, well, at least I can share this information.
Yeah.
And I'm working on it.
Yes.
Of course.
Yes, totally. But it was kind of interesting because this past weekend was so fun and inspirational, just like these amazing women.
Yes.
You know, and we did such beautiful work together.
Oh, yeah, we did a workshop the first day with a bunch of, and then different women. We did the training the next 2 days.
But it was so interesting for me because I've spoken about it a bit on this podcast. Like, I'm really trying to figure out, like, I've been seeing these energy workers. I'm trying to get into, like, you know, this other side and develop these other qualities about myself. And you know, I'm like, okay, well, how do I be a magic maker? Like, how do I tap into my intuition and, like, connect more with spirit and, you know, be able to manifest and all this stuff. And it's just so funny because I've been kind of beating myself up about not, you know, like, having this, like, somewhat closed off intuition. But then this weekend was like, Kaylee, that was magic.
Yes.
What we did, that was magic. Quit beating yourself up for the skills and qualities that you don't have. Celebrate the ones that you do have, because your gift is going to come in different ways than maybe what you are hoping or what you expect for someone who's...
Or what people tell you.
Or what people tell you. But
know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm like, I want to be a tarot card reader and know how to, you know, but it's like, I don't have that gift. That is not how I make magic.
And then the tarot card reader doesn't have my
gift, but I keep beating myself up for not having the gift that woman has.
Yes.
Where something about this weekend, it just kind of grounded me and I mean, honestly, this is probably intuition. I just heard a voice that was like, Kaylee, this is how you make magic.
Yes. Oh, I love that.
And so it was actually really helpful for my imposter syndrome, because it was like, but you are already doing it. You're doing it. Look at what happened. And that was magic that you and those women made this weekend. Yeah. That was magic.
That was magic. And you said it perfectly. Celebrate your gifts.
Yeah.
Instead of just always beating yourself up for the things you don't have.
Or the things that you respect or admire in other people.
Right.
That's where I get myself into trouble, because I'm like, yes, but she does this.
Right.
Yes, but she can do that. Yes, but look at what she's done. But I'm like, I just totally forget that I also am part of a very magical thing.
Yeah,
you know?
A very magical thing.
Which is so funny.
Which is in such a big, like, in a group too, which I love so much better than just one-on-one.
Oh, and the group can only happen in magic, or at least for me, I feel like my magic can only happen in a group.
Oh, and that it's just so much more magical in a group.
It's amazing.
I mean, it's just like that many more people. You know what I mean? Versus like, I made magic with Barbara.
Yeah, we as a group made something happen together.
Yes, and it feels so organic.
And I think that's also where I get my imposter syndrome is because, like, well, I didn't do it on my own, but that's the beauty of it. It's the group that creates the magic.
Yes.
You know, so it's kind of like, well, yeah, of course I didn't do this all on my own. And maybe that's why I feel like an imposter, because it's like, well, what if I could do something all on my own? Like this tarot card reader, she's obviously tapped in and, like, doing something that that I don't know how to do.
Right.
But I'm like, how amazing that the magic that I'm involved in is in a group. It's like, I love that. I love people. I love the group work. It's so cool. So I just kind of have to accept. I just have to accept this is the magic that I have.
Right.
So don't judge it against anybody else's magic.
No. Right. Yeah. It's very personal. It's a personal magic. Your magic. I mean, everyone's magic is personal.
Right.
Whatever it might be.
Right.
You know what I mean? It might be like you're a beautiful basketball player. I don't know. And that's magical. I won't be able to do, that's not my gift. That's not where I'm going to excel. I've tried and I already know that's not my gift. So, and also, like I said to you, you're a conduit.
Right.
You know, it's so funny because you see, like, humans are always trying to define everything. It's so important to us to have, like, and now what type of spirituality is this? You know, and is it divine or is it, you know, and how does it come through you? In what manner, in what area? You know, but it's just a human nature. We want to have answers.
We want to define things.
Versus just being like, I don't know. All I know is what you do is magic, and you're a conduit. So stay open and let it come through you.
Yes, exactly.
And if we're trying to define in some sort of a definition type role, we're going to get stuck there a little bit. Like, is it this type of magic or that type of magic? What type of magic is it?
Yeah.
Is it yellow or blue?
Right.
Or perhaps it's red. I don't know. Maybe it's a combo of all. Maybe it's black. I don't know. Black magic. But you know that the whole thing is coming through you, and that you have created. Without you, there would be no Ula. I know you don't like to hear that.
And then
that's
I'm
the
like,
bottom
okay,
line.
Enough about me.
Bottom line.
So going back to her question though, like, what do we do when we doubt ourselves?
Oh, yes. What do you do when you doubt yourselves? Right. Well, first you have to recognize that you have those feelings.
Yes.
Those imposter feelings.
Yes.
And that's perfectly normal to have them. Because it's people doing jobs, whatever you're doing, and you're like, you just second guess yourself.
And I think part of it ties into a lot of us feeling like the not enoughness.
Yes.
So it's kind of like, I doubt, even though I know I'm doing good work, and even though our listener knows she's doing good work, there's probably a part of her that's feeling like, but am I doing enough? Mm-hmm. So how could I possibly be worthy of this title or this job or this respect or whatever, because I don't feel like I'm doing enough.
Right. And also in all sorts of fields, you feel like you must not fail. I can't fail, so I can't make a mistake. I have to be perfect because I have this title. And so the imposter almost keeps you safe.
Oh, sure.
Right? Because it's always like, well, that's because you don't really know.
Yes.
Even though it's like, well, of course you're going to fail. Everybody fails.
Yes.
But you have to sort of embrace that. But that helps you feel more like a fake, that fear of failure. And also, how about when we tell ourselves, well, it was just luck. Just a bunch of luck.
Right.
And sometimes certainly luck has something to do in certain things we do.
Right.
But that's still taking it away from empowering ourselves. Versus like, it was luck. I was in the right place at the right time. But I was able to do it. You know, when it was presented to me.
Right.
I did it. So it's also sort of like you're saying, that positive psychology part, celebrating what you've got.
Yeah. Well, and I do believe we've been doing a lot of work with affirmations lately. I think affirmations honestly help in those situations too, to be like, I am worthy of this position. I am worthy of these people's trust. I am worthy of love. I mean, whatever it is that makes you feel like an imposter, then to use the affirmations, because, the woman who wrote us, she's like, I've been doing this job and I'm second guessing myself all the time. I'm always doubting, it's like, and so just saying like, yes, I am all of these things. And also like, I am grateful for these people's trust. I am grateful for whatever. So bringing in the affirmations and the gratitude for what you are able to do and what the gifts that you do have, I think that's important so that we aren't focusing on the lack or what other people have that we don't, but it's focusing on, yes, these are my gifts and it's okay to celebrate them. And it's okay to believe in myself and to trust myself. And I have these people's support and these people's trust. And I'm worthy of it.
I totally agree with that. I'm reading this article from the Harvard Business Review. I love this. It sort of ties into the affirmations. Instead of telling yourself they're going to find you out and that you don't deserve success, remind yourself that it's normal not to know everything and that you will find out more as you progress.
Oh, that's great.
Don't you love that? Because we do have that weird feeling of like, I must know it all right now. That's the other thing. That's that perfection thing. I had that in counseling. Like, I don't know what to do with this part of anxiety.
Right.
And then it was more like, then I would immediately go to the negative, like, I guess I shouldn't do it. Instead of just saying, hey, let's see what you can learn. Because you're in this process to learn and progress in every field we're in.
Yeah.
I think that's what makes great doctors and great scientists and great artists. There's a constant... You're never just going to sit back and be like, well, I do the best aorta surgery in the world. Right. You're more like, oh, that was a really good surgery. But, the one thing I learned from that is I learned to do this a little differently.
Right. Yeah.
And that beautiful, again, I guess that's where that open-mindedness comes in. So that because I think that imposter syndrome kind of shuts you down versus letting you be open to like, and I'm progressing.
I think it can either shut you down or it can also, you can inflate yourself. Like,
do the opposite.
No offense to no offense to our president, but I think sometimes he probably feels like an imposter a little bit.
Good point.
But I think then he puts a bunch of force behind it to be like, you must listen to me. I am right. Like, this is the way.
I am the best. I'm the best. I'm the least racist person or, he'll do these very big exaggerated comments, which I think you're exactly right. That's a very good point. When someone feels
like, oh my gosh,
I don't
know what I'm doing.
Right. Instead of just saying, oh, I don't know, but let me learn.
Yeah.
Let me figure it out.
Right.
Or you inflate it.
Yeah. Or you quit. And I can't remember who we talked to this weekend because what did they say? They said, I'm always too afraid to actually like fail at something. So I'll just quit.
Yes.
Before I can actually fail at it. Mm-hmm. I'm just going to quit.
A lot of people do that.
Yeah, I'm just going to quit because...
And particularly as we get older. Like little kids, you're pushed all the time because I don't know how to read. Well, you can't quit because you're going to learn. I don't know how to, run track. And, they're just trying to, they're pushing you. But then as soon as you get past that phase, you have the freedom of being like, I don't know how to run. I'll quit.
When you're able to quit, then people quit.
I quit.
I mean, just think about like ULA instructors. I'm sure for those of you who are instructors out there, and many times you've felt like an imposter. Like, who am I to be leading this group? Who am I to be an instructor? I mean, I think we've all felt that way.
Well, you do the comparison thing. Even in the first training, there'll probably be a few people get up and teach their songs. And you're like, she was really good, and I was not. So who am I to do that? That same feeling. And yet funny, sometimes those are the people that come back and they're the best instructors.
Right.
Well, then the other people quit.
I think it's very common for people to quit when they feel like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know. Is anybody going to want to come to my classes? Are they going to find out that I'm not actually like knowing what I'm doing?
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
And I think for us as humans, it's really challenging to stay with something when we feel like, it's hard. But that's part of this empowerment weekend. That's why we make everyone get up there and actually teach a song, because unfortunately that feeling doesn't totally ever go away. There are many times that I feel, oh God, I shouldn't be doing this. What am I doing? I can't believe I'm doing this.
Especially when you see yourself teaching sometimes.
I hate it. I hate it.
I saw one from this last weekend. I'm just like bent over, shouting at someone. I'm like, first of all, don't bend over, man. This bothers me. And then I'm like, I should not be doing this.
I know.
This is very not attractive. It's not complimentary. I probably terrified that person. That kind of feeling of second guessing. Right? And that's the second guessing. Always the second guessing. It's
just fear, and it's such a stifling thing. I mean, imagine how many people shut down, turn it off right before they could reach that place of just total owning it, just stepping into it, being able to make change, being able to inspire people. We just quit because we're so afraid that people will find us out. I knew that she wasn't
really that good
or whatever. Right. We even had a woman who was such an incredible instructor, and she was saying she pushed herself to stand up next to us because she said it was part of her work to just feel like she was worthy of standing up at the front of the room. And I'm like, you're probably a way better instructor than me.
I thought that too.
What are you talking about? know? And so it's such a funny thing that so many of us are walking around feeling this way. And I think there's a beautiful thing about being vulnerable and just admitting it, So there's this fine balance of actually ponying up, stepping into these leadership roles or these vulnerable places and just owning it.
Yeah.
And the counter, but also the balance of that of being humble, and of saying, this is hard for me and I'm working on this.
Yes. Yeah.
And this is challenging and this is part of my journey.
Yeah.
And sometimes I don't feel like I belong up here at the front of the room, or sometimes I don't feel like I belong in the corner office. Sometimes I don't feel like I am, prepared to take this baby home from the hospital for the first time. We all kind of have to learn as we go and learn as we grow. And so it's kind of the people like the Donald Trumps who bother me, because I'm like, if you would just admit that you're learning and that this is hard for you. Yeah. You don't have to overinflate yourself so that we all feel like we can trust you with your decision making. It's okay to sometimes say, that may have been the wrong call.
Yeah, and I don't know what to do here.
I don't know what to do, but so I'm going to get some counsel.
I'm going to get some counsel and get some people to help. And maybe that's what the help with imposter syndrome is. One, first, accept that you have it. Oh, it is here. It is part of what I'm doing. And then sort of embrace it. Like, it's not going to stop me from doing it. Right. In other words, it's like, and then giving yourself that pep talk. Yeah. Kind words, empathy, the affirmations. Are you going to make mistakes? Yes, you are. What is the purpose of the mistake? For growth. Yes. It's learning.
Okay that I'm not perfect. It's okay that I make mistakes.
It's okay if I don't have all the answers. Yes. That's okay. So at least it's good to remember to not let imposter syndrome stop you from the things that you're passionate about. And just to hold it in your hand and say, that's how I'm feeling. I feel like a fake when I do this. It's like, okay. Then at least we bring it to the light and we can work on it. And then you can shower yourself with love and support and reframe some stuff.
Or continuing education. And maybe you don't know everything. And maybe you need to. Maybe you do need to learn more. Yes. So it's okay that you don't know this stuff. But if you sometimes in leadership positions or when we have difficult jobs, then we have to say, you know what? It's time for me to go and get some more education on this.
Yes, exactly. Like, I don't feel comfortable with what I'm saying here.
And I think that's slightly different than imposter syndrome, but I think they tie together. I think sometimes it is okay for us to say, you know what, I don't have all the answers, but I know that it's my responsibility in this role to continue working on it or continuing
education.
Or continuing to grow. Even like with new instructors, it's okay for you to be like, yeah, you know what? I totally fucked up a bunch of choreography today, and that's okay. And it doesn't make me a bad person. And it doesn't mean that I'm not worthy of holding this position as the guide and leader and facilitator. But I probably need to just spend a little more time with my choreography next time.
Yes, good point. So having a sort of a very realistic view of where you are, right, in your feelings of worthiness, exactly. In your feelings of worthiness, because that's really what we're talking about, isn't it? Yeah. Is it, am I worthy?
Am I worthy?
Am I worthy?
That's totally what it comes down to.
Which is a very deep question, because then am I worthy goes down deeper into am I lovable? And sure. So then you see that whole connection down.
And that's the importance of, I think, looking at our thoughts rather than from our thoughts. And so we can say, okay, this is what came up. And now I'm going to just do the work. I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to give myself these kind thoughts and words. I'm going to forgive myself for the mistakes that I made. And then I'm going to say, okay, but here's my action plan. Here's what I'm going to do about this. And, sometimes maybe, I don't know, I'm trying to think of a time that this is true, but maybe it isn't the right thing for you.
Oh, yeah, sure.
But maybe if it is, then you just have to realize, I bet a lot of people, I bet a lot of your peers, I bet a lot of the people that you look up to also have these feelings.
Yes. Yeah.
Because we put people on pedestals that we respect, and we think that nobody else feels the same way. Nobody else suffers from the same things that I do. Look at all of these amazing people out here, just so sure of themselves, so able to make so much change. And then we look at ourselves and we're like, I'll never be like that. Or, my self-doubt is keeping me from manifesting what I want, or, all these different things. But it's like, I bet those people also have those feelings, but they know how to work through them.
And they know how to sit with them.
Sometimes
it's just sitting with them.
Right.
It's like, that's right.
Yeah.
I don't feel worthy.
Or maybe it's good friends, or maybe it's I need to call up a friend and be like, you got to just give me a little bit of a pep talk.
It's like, you're the conduit, baby. You're the conduit. Whatever it is. Like, we need to reframe on how we're seeing ourselves. Totally. And that's the beauty of taking what you said. When you make it, you can look at your thoughts. They're not integrally a part of you.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Then it frees you up to actually have some work room. Because if you really think it's integrally a part of me, I am an imposter.
Right.
Then you're not going to go very, you're going to get stuck there.
You'll totally get stuck.
Versus just say, now why am I saying this to myself?
Yes.
And what is valid about it and what is not valid about it?
Yeah. Yeah.
And exploring it from the thought process.
Yeah.
Versus from dropping it into, well, really, it's because I'm unlovable and I should have never done this job in the first place.
And no one, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, everyone will know I am unlovable.
And
it's like, what are you talking about?
Mm-hmm. You're
just doing a job.
Right.
Like, figure out, how you do your job better.
And sometimes I personally feel like an imposter with Ula too, because I do feel like we just aren't very big of a company still.
Mm-hmm.
And so it makes me feel like an imposter. And I'm always like, well, if I actually were all these things,
then my company would be huge.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so, but how is that helpful? How is that helpful? Sometimes, yes, the negative voice can drive us and be like,
which we talk about
all the time,
right.
Because it's, especially you talk about that being a drive for you.
Yes. And you heard me do it today. I did something like,
yeah. What'd you say? You're like,
you know this.
Oh yeah. She was talking to herself as she was doing like something on the website. She's like, you know this, but you did it like such a grumbly little voice. It was like a little gremlin talking to yourself. You know this, you dumb shit. So, yeah, sometimes it drives us. But sometimes it can totally shut us down.
Yes.
Too,
it can block you from doing the work you want to do.
I don't like to do things that I'm not good at.
Mm-mm. Who does?
Who does?
I mean, well, a handful. Maybe some narcissists do.
Yeah, because they're like, I'm great at this.
I'm good at everything.
Let
me do your makeup for you.
I know. Yeah, sometimes I see people who are like, oh, yes, I'm a graphic designer. And then I see some of the stuff they've done. And I'm like,
really?
I'm a graphic designer then.
Yeah, right.
But part of me is like, wow, I just really appreciate your confidence.
I love the confidence.
What a great way to go through life.
Yes, exactly.
And who am
I
to judge?
Part of that imposter syndrome, too, by the way, is pretending.
Yes.
So, yeah, you are pretending. But then pretend with confidence.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Because you know what I mean? It's almost like the what we talk about in training. If you smile,
yes,
you start to feel happy.
You start to feel happier.
And it's almost like if you pretend long enough, you start to believe it.
Right.
You're like, I am good at this. I'm like, it's just pretend. You know what I mean? But then suddenly, like a week or two or a month later, or a year later, you're like,
oh, actually, I am good at this.
I am good at this.
Well,
it's like putting on that mantle of like, I'm good.
I'm good.
I'm good at this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, and that's why they always say to choose affirmations that don't, that feel uncomfortable at the beginning, because that can kind of show us where our work needs to be done. So I always give this example, but I always say like, I am strong. That's a terrible affirmation for me because I know I'm strong. Like, I know I can do hard things, or like, I am a hard worker. I'm like, yeah, I know, duh. But to be able to say things like,
I'm okay no matter what.
My worth isn't tied to what I produce. Mm. That feels a little bit harder for me to say because it doesn't feel like a truth to me yet. And ultimately we want these affirmations to feel like truth so that when I say, it really doesn't matter what I produce or what I reproduce, I'm a good person and people will still love me. People will love me if I stop doing ULA.
Oh, yeah.
That I'm still a worthy person.
Right.
Even if I'm not creating and making this stuff every week, I'm still lovable. I'm still a good person. That's a lot harder of a truth for me. That does not feel true yet. That doesn't feel true to me.
And that's good. That's good to know.
It's good to know. So and that's why we pick affirmations that are challenging, because it shows us where our work is.
Yes.
And so maybe, if I said that to myself and really sat with that for 5 minutes a day for 30 days, maybe I would start to believe that people would still love me if I weren't constantly producing something.
Yes.
And it's hard when you get praised for something.
Oh, good.
Like with this whole 500 song, everyone's like, oh my gosh, it's so amazing what you've done. And I'm like, I'm only loved for what I've done.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There you go.
Yeah. So also praise is a really interesting thing too, because it's like, if I stop doing that, why would anyone love me?
So then the question is, how do you process praise? Yeah, for yourself. How do we process compliments?
And the other part of her question was like, well, how do you believe in yourself? And I think we do get a lot of, we can believe in ourselves through what other people say. Oh, you're so good at this. You're so good at this. And you're like, yeah, maybe I'm good at this actually. You're so good at this. Yeah, maybe I'm actually good at this.
Right.
But then that can be a double-edged sword, because then you're like, well, if I don't have this outside validation that what I'm doing is good, then how will I believe it? That self-belief has to come from somewhere totally inside. And that's challenging.
Intrinsic versus extrinsic worth. Mm-hmm. And where do you get it from? That's why it's so fascinating when you see the people like the woman that wrote Harry Potter. Because remember, everyone was like, that's a terrible, no one would publish it. She must have had a lot of intrinsic worth or feelings of strength about that book or confidence. Because, most of us would stop after the second, denial. Mm-hmm. So it's always interesting to see where you're getting that sense of validation from. Mm-hmm. Do you have a strong sense of intrinsic worth? Are you really clear? Like, are you, like intrinsically, I'm very valuable. Mm-hmm. Or are you looking always extrinsically, always outside yourself for that validation? And then that's when sometimes we get in trouble because sometimes you're not going to get it, or sometimes you get too much of it. It's like that whole fame thing where people are like, oh no, I took those validations seriously, almost too seriously. Mm-hmm. So that, again, what we always get back to is the balance. Mm-hmm. Where are you in the journey of balance, whether you're intrinsically or extrinsically validated, where is it important to you? Where is it not? And how are you feeling about yourself? But it's such a great topic, to consider, do I consider myself an imposter? Where am I at in that? And again, just keeping your mind open. Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And open to your thought processes and, like, why do I feel so strongly about that?
Right.
Or that was a huge mistake, and kind of beating yourself up for maybe something that other people wouldn't even see as a mistake.
Right.
Like, interesting. Why would I think that's so problematic?
Right. And that doesn't make you an imposter just because you made a mistake. You may be a fantastic doctor, even though you may have misdiagnosed somebody. Mm-hmm. It doesn't make you an imposter. It doesn't make you not worthy of, having patients trust you with their lives and their bodies. It doesn't make you an imposter just because you make mistakes.
Yes, good point.
So we've got to also look at that as like not letting every small little thing be like, oh, see, I'm not good at this.
Kind of proving.
It validated it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a great topic to think about. Hopefully this discussion prompted you guys to think a little bit too in your own lives. Like, where do you feel like you're an imposter, and why do you feel that way? And how much of your worthiness is coming from people's the way people see you, and how much of your unworthiness is coming from the way that people see you. It's good stuff to think about. So thank you so much for writing in. You know who you are.
Great topic. We love those. We love people that write in.
Yeah. So hopefully we did it justice, and it kind of was a little bit more for you to think about in your personal life with the great experience that you shared with us. So thank you.
Yes. And if anyone else has any good ideas or stuff that's troubling or plaguing them, or stuff that's come up in their lives, please share with us. We do love it.
Have a great week, you guys.
Bye.